are listening to Putting the Pieces Back Together, a radio show and podcast brought to you by Purple Heart Homes, a 501c3 dedicated to helping veterans with critical home repair. And you have your guest or your host here today, Leah
still a
Gutierrez.
guest.
Oh yeah, you are. We do have a guest, in studio.
Yeah, we won't go there yet.
But I am, of course, Devil Dog Devin, or Devin Alexander, whatever you want to say. I just heard my phone click. Is your phone off for the radio?
I don't have my phone with me, as I know better.
I need to turn this thing off. Yeah, what am I doing here?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Sounds like you're kind of like reeling like information out and like casting it and trying to bring it back in.
Did
I say that right?
With the bad segues. What is
bad
that all
segues?
day?
Let's just cast that out again and start over.
Oh my gosh! And why are you saying all that, Leah?
Because we have a guest today, Wes from Real Heroes.
Yes, that's right. Wes Richardson. Hello, Wes.
Hello, it's good to be here.
Is it?
I've been waiting on that segue, that fishing segue. I've heard about it, and I told her, don't tell me what it is, because I want to get the full effect here.
Yeah.
So absolutely.
Did you practice that beforehand, you think?
Yes.
Like since about 6 this morning.
Yeah, so you were up like, oh no. Do you use Chat GPT and ask for
No, because I actually come up with my own. I don't need help.
Ooh, man. Are you... Wow.
See, the Army doesn't really need help that much.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, just when they're getting their booty kicked, then they ask for the help. Old frozen chosen reservoir.
I have nothing.
Remember that one, do you? No, you don't. That's it. That's why we're going to just go straight back over to our guest.
Yeah, let's do that.
Also Army, right?
That's right. Go Army.
Go. Yeah.
What did you do in the Army?
Very enthusiastic.
Yeah. So I was actually trying to sign up for the Air Force, and the Air Force guy said, come on down, I'll be here. And I got there and he was gone. And then the Army guy stuck his head out and he said, hey, what's going on? And, about 4 hours later, I was doing the whole raise your right hand. So, but yeah, I was a 25 Lehman Army. That is a cable systems installer. I was the guy that runs around with a cable on his back and the sniper's up in the tree, that guy. But when I got to where I was going, all the comms were already situated. So it was a lot of just volunteering and doing that kind of
So you were you had one of the worst jobs.
So you were hey, you,
battle.
come over here.
But
hey, we need volunteers. We need volunteers.
It was kind of like I got there and they were like, okay, what do you do? Well, we're a communications network and we provide comms, internet, telephone. And, but when I got there, all that was already set up. And I'm like, well, what are we going to do? And they're like, well, you're a backup in case that fails. And I'm like, we're going to be here a year. What are we going to do? So, I volunteered and I got to go out to some fobs and, got out to these fobs and they're like, Wes, what can you do? You're a comms guy. I'm like, well, and the comms are set up. I'm like, well, I'm from North Carolina, home of NASCAR, I can drive. So they made me their lead convoy driver. So I go, at the time we were trying to build up the Afghan army and police and establish comms. So we were going out giving them radios and AK-47s to try to build that up, that was terrifying.
Yeah, I bet.
We need to give you a weapon and a radio.
I'm not really sure who's shooting at me, but would you like a gun as well? I mean,
The worst part was there's 20 local nationals standing around, and you remember all the weapon safety stuff we went through,
yes,
right? Before they gave us a right for a weapon.
Oh,
You're handing an AK-47 with 4 magazines to these 20 local Afghan, and all you hear is click, 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 click. They're just over there pushing buttons, and
they have no muzzle awareness. They are, oh my gosh, it's scary.
Always downrange. They're looking in the barrel, and I'm just
they shoot up in the air for all the celebrations. I don't know what that's all about. That's
happy birthday.
Yeah. Those come down, right? They're going to come down. I read an article and I can't remember where it was, but it was about this older woman had gotten hit by a stray bullet where they were firing up in the air for celebration. It was
who knew they come back down?
Yeah, no kidding. It's I guess they don't cover gravity in their classes their homeschooling's done in a hut though, so it's a little bit different education system.
I can remember being a kid and just thinking it just goes to the moon when it's got to just go to the moon.
Yeah.
Right?
Did you ever play with yard darts?
Oh, I know what you're talking. I've seen some YouTube shorts on that.
I would love to
I think
play
they're
with
banned, and they're
We
like
should
They
play
are.
with yard darts here. Like, let's just
we'll
just
put
get
you
some
out
of
there.
those.
Let's
give
give
some
you a
Marines
class.
some yard darts. What could
Yes.
go wrong? Yeah.
I think so. Like, we have to stand at opposing ends and like just get as close to the other person without hitting them as possible.
Yes.
That's the goal of yard darts, if I remember right.
It was up in the air.
Oh yeah, you just like that's it, right?
Yeah.
So I want to go back to something you said earlier. You showed up to sign up for the Air Force, and he wasn't there, so you just decided to go for the Army.
Yeah. Well, I'm not even going to tell you what the Marine. So I actually saw the Marine recruiter first. I can't even say out loud what he said. But yeah, I called the recruiter.
This is supposed to be somewhat family friendly.
Yeah. I called the Air Force guy, and he was like, yeah, come on down. I'll be here. Got there, and it was like a hallway, and you've got like the Navy and the Marines on the right, Air Force, Army on the left. It was just one facility, and I came in, 18, 19 years old, just looking around, and a Marine come walking out of the door, and he just looked at me. He said, "You here to join the Marines?" And I said, "No, I'm here to talk to the Army recruiter." And then he replied something, blah, 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 blah. And he just walked out. And I was like, oh, wow. And then...
that sounds about right.
And I guess the Army guy recruiter heard, and I saw his head poke out the door. "Hey, come on in here. Let's talk. He'll be back. Come on, let's just talk." And, so there it was.
That's how it always starts. Let's just talk. That's That's next thing you know, they're promising you the world. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. My job, it's a cable systems installer. I was like, that sounds fancy.
Oh yeah.
Like, let's just do that.
You'll have a real career when you get out. I mean, everybody needs cable, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, I did work for a cable company like the first month when I got home. I did that for a bit, but then I realized, what is it? Time Warner cable is totally different than the cables we were running in the Army.
Yeah, I'm sure that had nothing to do with
Absolutely. But looking on a resume, cable systems installer, it's a fit, but yeah, wasn't really.
Well, the Army's the lowest bidder, so.
Yeah, anytime they say military grade, I'm like,
It's like all the Army's like military's like cringing. Civilians are like, yeah. The Army's like, no.
military grade anything.
No,
yeah,
we don't want
please.
that. Yeah.
So, but you're here for not to necessarily just talk about your Army career today. You're here because you're part of a new thing.
Yeah. And so there was a couple of guys that got together. It was actually John House, and he wanted to do something for veterans on the water, like a kayak fishing tournament. He got with one of the directors of a local club. That director connected us with Fenway, who does a lot for Purple Heart Homes, and they started what we call Real Heroes. And essentially, the goal was, let's just start a fishing tournament with kayaks, and all the money we raise will go to Purple Heart Homes. That's kind of how it started. Now it's taken off from there tremendously, but that was kind of the...
And we're going to hear a little bit more about that. We're getting ready to come up on the break, and we're going to hear about the Real Heroes Kayak Fishing Tournament. Oh, yeah. Coming to a lake pond body of water near you. So, hey, if you want to hear more about that, come back after the break. Or if you're watching on social medias, just stay right here.
And welcome back to Putting the Pieces Back Together. I'm Leah Gutierrez with Devil Dog Devin.
Oh,
and we have what are you doing, son?
I got this remote. We can play with the lights in the background.
I mean, I feel like it's like disco.
Oh yeah. Oh man, I wish the radio listeners could see this. Like there's red and green.
Oh my goodness. Give the Marines some colors.
Yellow. Ooh, yeah.
This stuff's better than you like having crayons.
Not your color. I'm
no,
sorry.
it's not.
That's
Oh my goodness, y'all. But anyway. So we have Wes here.
As good as a box of Crayola right there.
I know. Let's not. I mean, at least that's the only colors that's safe for you to play with.
Well, maybe we should let the guest have the remote.
But I'm sitting here listening to you guys, and you guys talk like you've been friends for a while.
Well, believe it or not, I've only known Devin since July of last year.
Oh, wow.
I think. Yeah. So
that sounds about right.
Yeah. So I was invited to come up to Purple Heart Homes, the facility here, for the Real Heroes Captain's Dinner we were doing.
Real Heroes Captain's Dinner.
Yes, Real Heroes. I can't do it like Devin does. But anyway, so it's one of those things where this is a big social event. You know, you're going to meet a lot of people. So there's those little normal anxieties that you have. So make sure your breath smells good. Make sure you look good and all this stuff. So I pull in the parking lot and get out of the car. And across the parking lot, I hear somebody randomly screaming a military cadence or like an old military song. And I'm already a little bit nervous about meeting all these people. And I'm over here thinking, okay, it was Purple Heart Homes. We're helping disabled vets. I guess this just kind of comes with it. I didn't realize this is kind of what, but I was like, I get it. It's okay. It's going to be fine. So I kind of avoided the guy screaming, and I went inside and I did the tour of the facility. I got with John and Fenway, and I'm like, yeah, this is great. I was like, by the way, what's up with the guy out in the parking lot? They're like, who? I'm like, the guy that's out there just randomly screaming cadence and stuff. And they're like, oh, that's the Devil Dog. I'm like, what? I'm like, yeah, that's Devil Dog Devin. He's a Marine. And I'm like, wait,
that explains it.
Sense. But I tell you what, I was like, I got to meet this guy. So whenever I met, and I realized,
oh my gosh,
such good, positive, super positive, funny vibes. He became like my safe zone. So now every time I come up here, I meet like 15 new people. I just linger around Devin. I'm like,
it's a sad time when Devin is your safe zone. Like, I mean, how bad is that?
It's my safe
everyone
spot.
has like a comfort food. You must be their comfort person.
Yeah, I'm like fried chicken. I'm not very good for you, but
sweet and sour, like a sweet and sour chicken, maybe.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I don't like cat.
No.
But,
oh my gosh.
That's not true. I don't know why I said that. I love Chinese food. I go to Super G. They are not a sponsor of this show. I probably shouldn't be mentioning them. It's random grocery stores and such. Yeah. I'm rambling now, aren't I?
You are rambling.
I do
let's
reel
it back in there, Devin.
Oh,
look what I did there.
See what she did there? Oh man,
nice.
Thank you.
Next level.
Yeah.
That was pretty awesome. So let's
Tell us about Real Heroes.
Tell us about.
So
Real
what's
Heroes.
coming up?
So long story short, kind of what I mentioned in the before the commercial break. It was essentially two guys that got together and just started Real Heroes, and it was a tournament bass fishing event that just to raise money for veterans, right? And the initial goal was like $1,500, and within a matter of days, Fenway and John had just far surpassed that number. And there was kayaks donated, and there were some like big companies that were starting to get involved and try to help. And I think at the end of the year, as far as cash donations, Real Heroes was able to raise around $44,000 for veterans. But with everything involved as far as other commitments from other companies and just equipment for raffles and things, we were well over $100,000.
No kidding.
Just as our first year. So Purple Heart Homes, they saw what we were doing. They liked what we were doing. And again, all the money was going to Purple Heart Homes. They said, hey, Real Heroes, why don't you just become a chapter of Purple Heart Homes? So now we are Real Heroes. We do a yearly tournament on Lake Norman. That's kind of the focus, but I'm telling you, this thing has taken off and it's become so big. There's so much going on next year that I can't really talk about, but it is so exciting. It's huge. We've pulled in people like Tennessee Kayak Bass Nation. We've pulled in, or Georgia Bass Nation has stepped up. I mean, the thing is about listing all these people that are involved, I'm scared to death to list them because I'm going to forget somebody. But these are huge people that have stepped up and said, hey, we want to help. What can we do? We've got one company. Well, it's not one company. It's Berkeley, Plano, and Abu Garcia. They have literally donated thousands of dollars to Real Heroes. So outside of that event that we do every year, in the meantime, we take veterans fishing.
Oh, nice.
And they've given us this equipment. So when they show up, we can give them a tackle box. We can give them a rod and reel combo, and we can get them on the water. We actually took Devin out a few weeks ago.
That was quite comical.
One of the best days of fishing of my life. I forgot we were fishing like 70% of the time. I just
probably
forgot.
because I wouldn't shut up.
But I'm a talker too. Fishermen, a lot of times they avoid me because I'm over there like, hey, what are you doing? What's going on? Let's talk. You know what I mean? But like when you put us together, I think everybody, I think John Galena, Fenway, they all just
John was gone. It's like, these idiots, I'm not going to catch anything.
Yes.
They're just going to scare away the fish. They're just...
Yeah. So, but it was a lot of fun. And that's the goal.
was
It's just
great
getting these
time.
veterans on the water. You know, there's a lot of soldiers like myself. I remember coming home, I had $2,000 in my account, and I was like, I'm going to change the world. I'm going to change the world. I'm going to get a job at a restaurant. I'm going to work there, just have an easy peasy life, whatever. Did my thing, and I got my paycheck. It was $230. Paid my phone bill, and I've got that much money to last me. I haven't paid rent. I'm living with my dad, and I'm like, this is going to be tough. This is going to be a little bit harder. So for years and years, I struggled just trying to put those pieces back together, if that makes sense, and just to get my head around things.
Wow.
No pun intended.
Did you
Nice
hear
little
that?
putting the
Man.
pieces back together.
I might have practiced that on the way here this morning. I've watched the show. But no, it was just years of that, just trying to struggle and just thinking back. Like, I really wish I would have maybe taken advantage of some of these resources that were available for me when I got home. But years later, you know, I started fishing, and fishing is just something that it helps you kind of turn off the noise, you know. And I think that I think one day we're all going to be laying on our deathbed, and we're going to be looking back on our life, not to get too serious, but I don't think we're going to be thinking about how much money we raised, how much land did we own. We're going to think about, was I a good brother? Was I a good sister?
Yeah.
Did I help
Absolutely.
others? And really and truly, being on that water and fishing with veterans, by helping veterans, it actually helps me, if that makes sense. And that's what
I
Real Heroes is all
completely
about.
understand that. That's something I always tell people. You know, if you want you want to fill your own heart, help out others.
That's right.
You will immediately get a feeling of warmth that I just can't describe it. The first time that I was actually working on a project here was Bill Rocap. I think I mentioned Bill Rocap all the time. But
Special man.
yeah, he's a really special guy, and he was on the top of Barrett Mountain. And this individual, he just, man, he all he wanted to do was build these little white wooden crosses and he thought if everybody knew that God loved them and they had a little white cross in their yard to remind them, we'd all just come back together as a nation and everybody'd be happy. And I mean, it was a wonderful dream and a wonderful idea. And he spent every dollar he didn't need for his electricity and for food and just the basic necessities while living in a shack that you'd buy at the Home Depot. And we built him a tiny house up there. And man, when that was completed, I'll tell you what, I definitely teared up. I mean, and
I wish I would have known
this
him. I
day-
would have asked for like 5 of those crosses. Give me 5 of those
You know,
we
we may still have,
have
some of
some.
those.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And actually, we've got a whole pile of them because I'll make a long story short. We don't normally do volunteer days with the entire staff and not have out some sort of press invite or something like that because we want to make sure that everybody sees the things that we're doing with veterans. But that day, we went out there with just the staff and we built as many of those wooden crosses as we could. And I think the number we were supposed to get was 250. We got to 125. Bill Rocap passed away. Yeah. Well, so it was a special moment up on the mountain. We were showing him our gratitude for how he filled our hearts the past few years. And, powerful moment. And if you want to have that feeling, volunteer. Help out an organization. You can't volunteer. Hey, you can always help fund them. Which brings me to, if you're interested in what we do here at Purple Heart Homes, phhusa.org, you can help a veteran today. So just like Bill Rocap, like Wes Richardson right here. He's out there. We need to buy him some fishing poles so we can get some more people out there on the water.
That's right. And I tell you, and it's when you're behind something and you're helping others and it's something you're really passionate about and something you love, it's just not work. You know what I mean? It's just so gratifying. Like, this is what we're made to do. We're made to help each other. That's that's what we're here for. And so I love it. I'm all in. What I need to do. Tell me where to go.
You certainly are. And that day that you had me out there on the water, do we got like a clip of that somewhere we could watch?
Actually, we do, I believe. I'm not sure we watch it now or what?
I'll tell you what, we're going to take a break upcoming, and we'll put the whole thing down there in the comments or what have you for people to see. We're going to a little bit of it out there.
Well, we need some Devin highlights is what we need.
Devin
we need
highlights.
to show you squirrel fishing in the trees.
Gosh.
We need to show your life vest being put on upside down. We need all the good.
I want to know how many times did you have to cut his line down
You
from?
didn't have to cut my line.
I bit one of your lines out of a tree to help you out. I bit it. I was like, whoa. And then I got my poles tangled up, and I'm like, you know what?
I think he chipped a tooth.
Oh well. Let's watch.
Yeah,
Let's
we're
watch.
gonna. So, yeah, all right. Well, I'll get that out. Hey, if you want to see that, like I said, go click in the clip. Wait till the show's over. Don't stop on this video. But and if you listen to the radio, hey, go find us on YouTube or wherever you get your social medias. You've been listening to Putting the Pieces Back Together.
And welcome back to Putting the Pieces Back Together. We just watched a hilarious video of Devin Dog.
I'm not laughing.
Devil Dog.
I'm
Devin
not
Dog.
laughing at
Devil
the video
Dog.
that we watched.
Devin. That is going to be a new name now.
What's that?
Devin.
Devin
Devin.
Dog.
Devin Dog.
Devin Dog. Just Devin Dog.
Devin Dog.
Oh man.
So of all, how many poles did you lose that?
I didn't lose any of the poles.
You lost.
I didn't lose them. I just got them tangled. I like it.
Tangled in a tree, like the only tree that was on the shore.
It was around a lake. There's lots of trees there, Leah.
He just picked the one that was furthest into the
Oh
to
my
the lake.
gosh. But it
was quite comical.
Yeah,
Well, when I saw him, I was like, you know what? I wonder what kind of mood he's in. Because I saw you on the other side, and I was like, well, let me go up and try to help. But let me just catch his vibe. And I got close, and I heard you ever going, and I was like, okay, that's all right. So I started filming and said, everything is content. And you just turned it on like a switch. I've only got one pole now in the tree. And then when I came over, like all my poles in the back were tangled. I'm covered in pine needles. And but it was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun.
I think I actually was like, I had 4 poles, and then you had 4 poles stuck in the tree?
I had quite a few.
Yeah, it's yours were because you were trying to help me.
I was trying to help.
I want to make that clear.
It's all about the veterans.
Yeah, Wes was he was coming to save me, and
I was trying to show off, get you untangled like that was gonna.
Let me show you how it's done. Let me show you how a real veteran does it.
But we both ended
Anyway.
up just being over there under the tree, just miserable, but we were laughing. I think.
oh yeah, I was having a great time. It didn't matter to me that. I mean, I definitely was saying some not ready, friendly for radio things before you rolled up on.
There was
me.
quite a bit of editing in that video for sure.
Oh yeah, I said all kinds of stuff that we didn't want to put out there on the internet.
Yeah.
You did delete most of that.
Yes, I did.
That's for those of you who are listening on radio. That was, I don't know if you could hear his wink.
There's always
He was shutting that eye so hard, I felt like I could.
bloopers content.
No, I think, and I've learned this really when you get out there with veterans. Like I run a GoPro on mine, and I did a lot from my phone. John House, he's got his GoPro as well. But a lot of times when you're talking to veterans, you start having those serious, I'm going to call it a serious conversation, exchanging war stories, prior life stories. I just turn around and say, a GoPro, stop recording. All right, now what were you saying? And so, you don't want to have that just lingering around, and again, if it's a veteran, like I know Devin,
right?
But imagine just showing up at a boat ramp, 5:30 in the morning, never met this guy before in your life. You know what I mean? You just don't know how comfortable they would feel with that. So it's always best let's just cut.
Absolutely. And so that's an interesting part of what you're doing there. You're recording as you're going along, and you want to make the veteran feel as comfortable as possible. You're not out there to get the video. You're out there to help the veteran.
Absolutely. Yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, let's just be honest. At the end of the day, the only way you're going to help veterans is through exposure, engagement, and participation. So usually when we do take these veterans out, I will ask, are you okay with this? Are you okay?
Right.
Exactly how I actually called you and said, hey, are you okay with this and this and
You
this?
did.
Yeah. Now all your content was super hilarious. It was kind of an easy yes. I was laughing as I was asking you, but you're absolutely correct. The thing is getting these veterans on the water, and let's just have those conversations if they want to. Let's just talk about this. Let's talk about that. Some people just want to get out there and fish. Some people want to kind of open up. But I tell you, like, I mean, for me, when I come home, I remember, taking off that uniform and not being able to put that uniform back on again. It was almost like, and I got to wear these civilian clothes every day.
Surreal.
Right. It's like, because putting that uniform on, you're being a part of something that's just so much bigger than yourself. Absolutely. Even if you had to cut grass wearing that uniform, you're still wearing that uniform. Yes. So it's hard for veterans to relate. I remember coming home and sharing stories, and my family's just looking at me like, what are you talking about? That's nuts. And it's like,
there are stories that my mom still doesn't know about.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm not going to tell my mom all the stories.
Exactly.
I know you're listening, Mom.
Yeah. Sorry, Mom. Maybe one day.
Yeah. But that's the whole point. The hope is that let's get the veterans out there with the veteran and let's just talk. Let's just talk about what's going on, how you doing, if you want to, if you don't want to. But the whole point is just getting some veterans on the water and going fishing. Just turn that noise off.
Well, I was going to say, I retired not too long ago, and trying to adapt into the civilian world. And I was going to my kids' school, and the moms were over there talking and chit-chatting about things their good kids were going. And I have nothing to offer this conversation. And it was just really awkward. And then when I started working here, it was just everything just felt natural again.
Just being people that you were,
and we don't even talk. We don't. Yeah, it's we don't even talk about what happened. But it's just being around like-minded people, being around people that.
There's a certain cadence to the speech when you're in the military.
You are not. I remember standing in line at a Burger King when I got home, and the lady in front of me was done taking an order. She was just sitting there chatting, and I said, "Move with a purpose." And I was like, "Oh, wait, we're not doing that. We're not, we're not doing it." But you're absolutely correct. It's just there's a different vibe, and you almost feel like, what are we doing over here? Everybody's over here grocery shopping, and we're just not. There's no uniform. We're just there's big important things going on over here, and we're not talking about that, And so for sure, it's an adjustment.
It was we had one guest that talked about being in the military was almost being on a drug, and then all of a sudden when you get out, that drug is taken away, and it's you have to go through this withdrawal.
A grieving period is what I call it. Yeah.
Yeah. Cause I was I honestly, the whole Ricky Bobby, I don't know what to do with my hands. And it was because it was I lost my sense of purpose, even though I had a daily job in the military. It was just coming out. It was now what?
Exactly.
Now what? It was Uncle Sam was the door shut, go forth and prosper.
Yep.
And even though they give you all this stuff, all these pamphlets to help you,
the pamphlets,
it doesn't
what
matter.
I thought about? The person that's walking you through the checklist, like me, I was ready.
Just get me out of here.
Yeah, get me out of here.
I'll just initial and go.
But that person that's walking you through that could be an E7 that's been in 20 years. They've never come home. They've never been home. How would they know what to tell you and prepare for?
Yeah. We should really talk to the DOJ about that. That's an
I'll call them right now.
Yeah, let's get them on the horn. You got Washington's number. Joe, can we get Washington on the phone?
Yeah,
that's our producer. For those of you who don't know, he's got the thumbs up. Hopefully we'll get them on before the break.
NCIS, maybe an MTAC.
Yeah,
on NCIS.
And we're just going to let them know you need somebody who's transitioned out to help the people transition out, not active people.
Yes. Yes.
But it is. It really is. It really. They don't think they realize how hard it is.
You were just talking though about something I want to go back to about having these conversations with the veterans and that you have out there and their comfort levels. And how that looks really different for a lot of people, what it takes to get them comfortable. But I want to give you props. You have a way of making people feel comfortable around you.
I tell you what, but that's the only reason it's like that. And you've got similar characteristics about yourself as well. But I've learned that you got to remove your ego and you've got to become completely selfless and you've got to be yourself. You cannot be anything other than that. And this one guy that I took out, never met him in person. Now you got to think we're going to be out in the water at 4:30, 5:30 in the morning. Sun's not even up yet. We're meeting two disabled vets like me. What's going on here? He actually called me. He was like, "Hey, do you mind if we?" Or he texted me. He's like, "You mind if we just talk for a minute?" And I'm like, "Why? You trying to see if I'm crazy or not?" He said, "Exactly." So we talked for an hour and just got kind of a feel. But again, it's all about you got to remove yourself and you got to remember it's not about me. It's about somebody else. and people pick up on that, and then now we can start getting somewhere and having those conversations. So
that's, maybe that should be a part of the process. We start maybe you meet them at the Burger King beforehand, and you ask them to move with purpose, and
move with purpose. But usually there'll be like just one little comment said, and it's like, oh, okay, we're okay, all right, we get it, and then it's too easy. So.
What you're doing there, Wes, man, it really is amazing, and being out there on the water with you, experiencing that, honestly, I was really thankful for the experience. I hope I get to go again, just as fishing buddies, and not where you're
you're ready.
Where your own
master angler, Devin, Devin
master angler,
and Leah.
If you want to see more of Master Angler Devin, you should catch us on the next episode of Putting the Pieces Back Together, or just come back after this break.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right, welcome back to Putting Back the Pieces with Leah and Devil Dog Devin.
You have the same expression on your face that I did the first time Devin was like, hey, Leah, bring it in. I went,
oh, yeah.
No.
It's just a lot of words going in there. Putting back the pieces, Devil Dog Devin. It's just a lot to mess up.
Oh,
yeah.
man. Well, you did good.
Thanks,
you did
good.
I still can't get Leah to start the show off yet. We're working on it.
It's only my fourth time, so.
Yeah. So fun. I was making fun of Leah earlier today.
Oh, gosh. Imagine that.
She is... She is a great replacement for John in every way imaginable. John, she is just so much better.
We still miss you, John.
Yeah. We miss you. We miss you. But and all jokes aside, Leah is phenomenal at just like talking and being interactive. But if you give her something to read, she becomes a robot.
I'm thinking about the movie, is it Anchorman, where anything that's on the prompter, he just reads?
That is me.
Yeah, it's just...
because I don't want to miss anything. And I'm like, I want to make sure.
Get a prompter. You should get a prompt.
Should we get a prompter? Joe, can we get a prompter? We need a prompter.
No, we tried doing that when I was doing the Women's Day video, and I had this big piece of paper, and you're like, I'm just tearing it down. Just speak. Just talk.
You know what? From my experience with social media, really and truly, when I first started posting little stuff here and there, I got 2 feedbacks that said, Wes, just be yourself. Even if you mess up, put it on there. And I tell you, like, people seeing that more than me over here reading off a 3x5 card. It just comes across as like more transparent, I guess.
Yeah, sometimes I'll be honest, when I'm making stupid videos, if I nail it, I don't use that version.
Nobody wants to see you do things right. They want to see the real. Yeah.
So speaking of which, you do have a great social media thing going there. What's
Yeah, absolutely. So with Real Heroes, we essentially, our main platform right now is Facebook. We're probably going to most likely have a website in the future linked with Purple Heart Homes, but right now our main concentration is Facebook. It's just the easiest way to get information out there. And actually, I was talking to the other pro staff members, John and Fenway, this morning. We're a new Facebook page, so we're only sitting at about like 700 followers. We're hoping that soon we could hit 1,000. But
so like if people were out there listening or watching this on
so our 10 followers,
I'm kind of hoping one of y'all would speak up and help me with that.
They could like and subscribe to
please like, share, subscribe, tell your friends, all that good stuff. And as always, we'll see you on the water, kind of.
Oh wow!
There you go. Look at that
thing there, man.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm.
That was really fly
job.
Off the cuff.
Yeah. Oh
well,
wow!
I had a YouTube channel in a prior life. I might have just stolen that from a prior life, but I would say, please, in all sincerity, if anybody's listening, if you could please go to Real Heroes page again. We're here to help veterans, and the only way we could do that is through engagement, promotion, and people sharing and just pushing the little like button.
Absolutely. And I want to make sure people know that's REEL.
Real. REEL, like a fishing reel.
Heroes.
Clever, huh?
Yeah. Oh,
it is.
Yeah.
Isn't that clever?
There's
Very
no
clever.
apostrophe in there, is there?
I don't think so.
I don't know.
No.
Y'all figure it out. There'll be like a fishing pole and Purple Heart Homes. You're smart people. I mean, reasonably intelligent. You're watching this show, right? Or
Yeah.
But you've got some good videos and things on there.
So comical.
Yeah. And he had
Love
a
it.
tearjerker for Veterans Day.
Oh, yeah. We try to mix it up with content, like 70% maybe like real life, what's most important, 20% kind of funny stuff, and then 10% is that like the Veterans Day video that we just wanted to make that really, really special. But the thing is, with that kind of content, we want to keep it where we got to remember what's most important. Nobody wants to see somebody catch a fish and just hold it in the camera. Look at my fish. Oh, here's another one. You know, people want to see you fall at the kayak. They want to see you put, your life preserver on upside down, or that's the kind of thing. That's what's relatable, and that's what's true life. So we try to keep it.
You do look like Nacho Libre, though.
I did. He said that because I actually put the life preserver.
I mean, I wasn't gonna
upside down.
Somebody said,
pointed at
Wes,
me.
They were yelling at me, Wes, get up here and film this. You're not going to believe it. This is what we need to get out there. Devin's got his floating device upside down. I was like, oh.
How did you get it upside down?
I don't know. He just
You put it on like a diaper?
I was like, oh, wait, we're at that.
It wasn't like one of those orange ones that you typically see.
Which is what you probably need.
It was
Like the kitty one?
The kid one.
it didn't have arrows on it or anything.
It didn't say this side up.
All right, so y'all have all handled landmines, right? Where it says point this side toward enemy. Like
the Claymores.
The Claymores,
Yes.
yeah, Claymore. Claymore says point this side toward the enemy.
Yeah.
That is an actual sticker for any of you civilians who have never seen that.
Yeah.
It's a real thing.
I love it on the MREs. It says, prop up against a rock or something.
Oh, yeah, the heater
It's
mill.
actually in there.
Or something.
You know what we need to get on this show is the guy that writes the instructions for the MREs.
For the MRE?
Yeah, that'd be great. Like
Still alive. Yeah.
But you know why they put labels on things.
Because we're idiots. I mean,
Someone had done that.
Yeah. So that's in the military. You're so used to being told to do everything.
There's a
that
standard process for personal hygiene.
there.
When I got out,
Literally
I was like,
step by
wait,
step.
there's life out here and there's no standard process to tell me like what I'm supposed to, you know what I mean? It was like, whoa, everything was black and white. You knew exactly where to be, exactly where to go. And your money was taken out, like your housing money and your food money. You get out and you're like, wait, I got to do all this by myself now. What's up with that?
Yeah.
It's so crazy.
I have to make sure my socks match. You couldn't have like a faded green and a dark green. Yeah.
Oh man, I can't imagine going to work with socks that were two different colors. That would, oof. Yeah.
You do it now.
I don't. I got two black socks on probably. I only buy black socks usually, except for these Thorlo socks.
Thorlo socks are
What color were the Marines underwear? I know that's kind of random, but since we're talking about fabrics. But what color was the
check.
Marine?
I think
Ours
the
was
rain-
brown. My basic training underwear was brown.
Brown.
We had whitey tighties, and we had to write our name
That's
on
the
them.
recipe for disaster, and I won't go into details
with a
why.
Sharpie. Oh yeah, I mean, yeah.
We're gonna need a new shipment of these.
See, the nice thing
Wow.
is they gave women women a
Do you see
clothing
why?
allowance.
I was like, somebody got really smart
Yeah.
and did brown underwear. That was a very smart decision.
Especially when you're going down that rappel tower, Victory Tower.
Well, sometimes I mean they're going to end up like a tan color, anyways, because you got to go through the water and it ain't clean, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, and then if you didn't go through the water, you just tell people that's why they're.
When did you
That's
go
why they're a little
through?
discolored.
What year did you go through?
I served 2003 to 2007.
Oh, see, I was 96 when drill sergeants could still.
Are you the
I
oldest
am-
person on the show?
I am the oldest person, but I am the
my
youngest
gosh.
looking.
Oh, that
You are.
that is true.
I would not have
Yes.
said 96 for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I joined when I was 12. But but I remember going down
Let
that
me check my ID.
that rappel course and going down the rappel tower, and I remember like leaning back, and I'm like a bacon, and the drill sergeant was like, either you jump down or I'm gonna make you go, and I'm like, I am not back. I'm not jumping, and all of a sudden this foot just came right onto my Kevlar and just shot me down. And the whole way I'm going, ah! Yeah, and it was like only 20 feet up in the air. It wasn't like much.
I had a similar experience with the fast rappel with there's no wall. We have to do that.
Oh,
in boot
the
camp.
one down the.
Yeah, but I didn't even have time to shake. He's just like, you're not moving fast enough,
Get out. Yeah.
which was good because I'm afraid of heights and like I don't like people to know that I'm afraid.
Were you in when they did Shark Attack?
Shark Attack.
Okay, so I did not know this was a thing because apparently they got rid of Shark Attack. Shark Attack is when you get off the bus and they're like, get your stuff, go get your stuff. And the drill sergeants are like surrounding you.
Yeah.
Apparently that's a thing called Shark Attack. And I was like, I just thought that was a norm.
I was about to say they did that. I don't remember anybody calling it Shark Attack, but yes, there was a lot of yelling.
I hope that the Marine Corps didn't stop that because that was like one of the most memorable parts.
But what
of boot
everyone
camp.
told me was the drill sergeants are just telling you to go from point A to point B, but they're just yelling it. So just remember, even though they're yelling, they're just telling you politely, get your stuff and go.
Yeah.
Yes, very politely.
But it just sounded like, get your stuff and go.
Yeah.
Well, hey, so we've got about 2 minutes left in the show before we go to the bonus content, which you have to get on your socials. Like YouTube. Yeah, watch us on YouTube. Anyways, is there anything that we didn't cover, we didn't hit, that you want to talk about?
I would just like to say thank you to our sponsors. We've had some really huge organizations, small organizations that have just really jumped on board and helped Real Heroes. I mean, everything that y'all are doing for our veterans, I mean, it's just, it's beyond belief. And I mean, it's just amazing. And so, I mean, a few of the big ones are like, Berkeley, Plano, Abu Garcia, and then Wiley X. Wiley X is doing a lot with you guys as well. So
they're phenomenal.
Yeah, from Real Heroes and Purple Heart Homes, thank you for all of our sponsors. Thank you for everything that you're doing for our vets. We literally could not do this without you. So that's really what I wanted to say.
Well, that's awesome. Wes, thank
That
you
gave
so
me
much.
chills.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah.
I might have practiced that one too.
I'm telling you, they're going to replace me with Wes. I can already feel it. They're like, yeah, we liked having you around, but sometimes you got to go with the new. But in all seriousness,
you could never be replaced, Devil Dog.
Oh, that's sweet. I didn't feel the sincerity there though. Anyways, Wes, we love having you on here. We love having you and Real Heroes be part of Purple Heart Homes. It's just another way that we can assist veterans with housing needs. And I mean, not just housing needs, but just assist veterans. It's a way that we can assist veterans outside of our main mission. And we genuinely appreciate having you on.
Very much.
Anything else you got?
No, I'm good.
Well, hey, this is coming to the end of the radio show, but there's going to be a little bit of bonus content on YouTube and Facebook, those other places. So, hey, watch there. Oh, man, he got me. Look at this hat. Hey, you've been listening to Putting the Pieces Back Together. We'll see you next time.